Dear students, hope all of you are fine. Now today we discuss coordinate geometry of class ninth. Coordinate geometry is a very interesting branch of mathematics. In our class, we will study only basic concepts of coordinate geometry. We will study more about coordinate geometry in higher classes. In earlier classes, we have learned how to locate a point on a number line. But in some situations, to locate a point, we need to describe its position with reference to more than one line. This is as expressed in this activity. How to find an address. Suppose A and B are two friends and A wants to know the address of B. See, this is a road map of a civil lines area and A says to B, where you live. So B says in civil lines area. Then A again says which house number. So B answered house number 2. But this is not a sufficient information to get the exact location of B's house. So again A says in which street. So B answered in street number 2. So that's way A get the exact answer of B's house, that is second street and second house. This way he needs two reference points to get the final position of address of B. In the 17th century, French mathematician René Descartes developed the idea of describing the position of a point in a plane. His method was a development of the older idea of longitude and latitude. In order to describe the system used for describing the position of a point in a plane is also known as Cartesian system. See, this is a horizontal line we use to locate a position of an integer or real number on it in our earlier class. Positive integers lie on right side of the zero and negative integers lie left side of the zero as shown here. This is a vertical line y dash. Above the zero we represent positive integers, below the zero we represent negative integers -1, -2, -3 and so on. Now, what is coordinate plane? See, when a horizontal real number line and a vertical real number line are placed in a plane such that 0 points on both coincide at point O, then the resultant configuration is called the Cartesian plane. Here, this plane is made by real x-axis and real y-axis, so it is also known as xy plane, or we can say coordinate plane and also Cartesian plane. And now the plane divided the whole these lines divide the whole plane in four parts and each part known as coordinate quadrant. See, the intersection of x-axis and y-axis is known as origin. The plane determined by the x-axis and the y-axis is defined as xy plane, coordinate plane or Cartesian plane. Horizontal near real number line is called x-axis x dash and vertical real number line is called as y-axis y dash. The point of intersection of both axes is simply called as origin and the coordinate of origin is 0, 0. Now, how to define a coordinate of a point? Coordinate of a point is in a Cartesian plane. If any point lie in a Cartesian plane and distance of point P from y-axis is x and distance of P from x-axis is y, so coordinate of point P are x, y. This x coordinate is also known as abscissa, that is the distance of a point from y-axis, and y coordinate is also known as ordinate, that is the distance of a point from x-axis. Coordinate of a point always shows as within bracket x, y. X is x coordinate, y is y coordinate, also known as abscissa, ordinate. Abscissa is if x, y are coordinates of a point on a Cartesian plane, then value x is called the abscissa of P. Ordinate if x, y are coordinates of a point on the Cartesian plane, then the value y is called the ordinate of P. In coordinate 3, 4, abscissa is 3 and ordinate is 4. Now, quadrant C. This is a Cartesian plane and the coordinate axis means x-axis and y-axis divides a plane in four parts called quadrants. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Here OX is positive x-axis, OX dash is negative x-axis, OY is positive y-axis and OY dash is negative y-axis. So region XOY is first quadrant, region X dash OY is second quadrant, region X dash OY dash is third quadrant and region XOY dash is fourth quadrant. These coordinate axes divides a plane in four parts. Now, signs of coordinate in different quadrant. The sign of abscissa and ordinate in the various quadrant are as follows. In first quadrant, plus comma plus, that means both abscissa and ordinate are positive. In second quadrant, is formed by negative x-axis and positive y-axis. So its signs minus plus. Third quadrant is formed by negative x-axis and negative y-axis. So any point in third quadrant will be of form minus comma minus. Suppose minus 3 comma minus 2 lie in third quadrant. Now fourth quadrant is formed by positive x-axis and negative y-axis. So any point in fourth quadrant will be of form plus comma minus. That means abscissa is positive and ordinate is negative. Now coordinate of a point. See, this is a Cartesian plane and we represent here 4 points A, B, C and D. A, the position of A. The perpendicular distance from x-axis is 5 unit and the perpendicular distance from y-axis is 1 unit. So perpendicular distance from y-axis is known as abscissa and the perpendicular distance from x-axis is known as ordinate. So the coordinate of point A is 1 comma 5. Both are positive, so it lie in first quadrant. Same way for B. When we draw the perpendicular on x-axis, so it reach minus 2, and when we draw the perpendicular on y-axis, then it touches at 4. So the coordinate of point B is minus 2 comma 4. Here abscissa is negative and ordinate is positive. So minus plus, so it lie in second quadrant. Same way for C. When we draw the perpendicular on x-axis, then it is touches minus 3, and when we draw the perpendicular on y-axis, then it touches at minus 6. So abscissa and ordinate both are negative, so it lie in third quadrant. Same way as D. Abscissa is positive and ordinate is negative, so coordinate of point D is 4 comma minus 3 minus 5, 4 comma minus 5. Now see here again, this is a coordinate plane, or we can say Cartesian plane. Here are some points A, B, C, D, E. We want to know the coordinate of these points. For A, again we draw the perpendicular on x-axis and y-axis. It touches 1 comma 1. For B, draw the perpendicular on x-axis and y-axis. So the coordinate is 3 comma 4. Both are positive, so it lie in x-axis in first quadrant. For C, minus 3 comma 6, so it lie in second quadrant. For D, when we draw the perpendicular on x-axis, then it touches at minus 4, and when we draw the perpendicular on y-axis, then it touches minus 7. So the coordinate of point D is minus 4 comma minus 7. Both are negative, so it is lie in third quadrant. For E, when we draw the perpendicular on x-axis, it touches at 5. When we draw the perpendicular on y-axis, it touches at minus 5. So coordinate is 5 comma minus 5. Now again some points are given and you say find the quadrant by seeing the signs. The sign of a point. we know if both are positive, axis sign ordinate, then it is lie in first quadrant. See first point, the coordinate given is 3 comma 2, axis sign ordinate both are positive, so it lie in first quadrant. In second one, minus 3 comma minus 2, both axis sign ordinate are negative, so it lie in third quadrant. Next, 3 comma minus 2, axis is positive, ordinate is negative, so it lie in fourth quadrant. Next, minus 3 comma 2, axis is negative and ordinate is positive, so it lie in second quadrant. Clear? Now, all the time it is not necessary that points lie on quadrant first, second, third, fourth. Sometimes it lie on a x-axis or y-axis. For any point lie on x-axis, it must ordinate is 0 and the general form is x comma 0. Examples are 3 comma 0, 4 comma 0, 5 comma 0. It's necessary when a point lie on x-axis, then its ordinate is 0. See, in this Cartesian plane, for A, point A lie on x-axis, so coordinate of point A is 3 comma 0. Same way for C, C also lies in x-axis, so coordinate of point C is minus 4 comma 0. Now point B, if a point lie on y-axis, then its abscissa is 0 and the general form is 0 comma y. B lies on y-axis, so its coordinate is 0 comma 3, and D also lies on y-axis, so its coordinate is 0 comma minus 4. Origin is the intersection of x-axis and y-axis, so its coordinate is 0 comma 0. Now, these are the points given A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and our aim to plot these points on the Cartesian plane. See, first A. See how we represent these points on this Cartesian plane. A, the coordinate is 3 comma 0. Ordinate is 0. So x-axis. See, now B 0 comma 3. So y-axis, point C 2 comma 6. Both are positive, abscissa and ordinate, so it lie in first quadrant. D 6 comma 2. Again, both abscissa and ordinate are positive, so it is also lie in first quadrant. The perpendicular distance from y-axis is 6 unit and the perpendicular distance from x-axis is 2 unit. Now E minus 3 comma 5, abscissa is negative and ordinate is positive, so it lie in second quadrant. F 5 comma minus 3, abscissa is positive and ordinate is negative, so it lie in fourth quadrant. See point F, when we draw the perpendicular from that point, it touches the y-axis at minus 3 and x-axis at 5. G, -4 comma -4, both are negative, abscissa and ordinate, so it lies in third quadrant. Now H 5 comma 2, both are positive, abscissa and ordinate, so it lie in first quadrant, like this. Again, see, this is a Cartesian plane. You see, in first quadrant, abscissa and ordinate are positive. First quadrant is a region formed by OX and OY. X is greater than 0 and Y is also greater than 0 because both are positive. In second quadrant, minus plus, abscissa is negative and ordinate is positive. So X is less than 0 and Y is greater than 0. If X and y, X comma Y is the coordinate of a point, then we get this conclusion. In third quadrant, abscissa is negative and ordinate is also negative, so both X and Y is less than 0. In fourth quadrant, region bounded by OX and OY dash, abscissa is positive and ordinate is negative, so X is greater than 0 and Y is less than 0 if Fx, Y is the coordinate of a given point. Now see this Cartesian plane. The aim is to write the coordinate of point A and B also. For A, what we see, A lies in y-axis, so its coordinate will be 0, 8 by 3. For B, it lies in x-axis in negative direction, so the coordinate of B is minus 14 by 4, 0. Because we know that a point lie on x-axis, then ordinate is 0, and the point lies on y-axis, so it is a 0. Now see this one. Aim is write the coordinate of each of the points P, Q, R, S, T in the given figure. Now see P. The coordinate of P is 7, 6. Coordinate of Q minus 4, minus 5, 4. R lies in third quadrant, so coordinate is minus 7, minus 4. For S lies in fourth quadrant, so coordinate is 6, minus 2. For T also lies in fourth quadrant, so its coordinate 8, minus 3. This way we complete this chapter. In next video we discuss the related exercise of this chapter. Thank you.